The CDC says right now there is an alarming spike in norovirus cases across the U.S. But what about here in the Alamo City? News 4 San Antonio's Stephanie Esquivel talked to local doctors, and she has more on the symptoms to look out for and the best ways to prevent catching it.
Is extremely contagious. It's one of the most contagious infections on the planet. It takes a very little bit of virus for an infection to get established. It lasts a long time when it touches surfaces, and it spreads really easily from person to person.
Dr. Henri is a pediatrician with Christus Children and says that norovirus outbreaks are common. I also spoke with the chief medical officer at University Health today. Dr. Bryan Alsip told me the symptoms will make it easy to tell you caught the virus.
Symptoms can be like you find with other viruses like fever or sometimes aches and pains, but primarily it's nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and so forth. And so those are the primary symptoms.
I also reached out to San Antonio Metro Health to ask how many cases have been reported in San Antonio. They told me there are some cases, but there aren't enough to cause concern. They also said local health departments are not required to report cases of norovirus unless there is an outbreak. Bexar County has not had a reported outbreak.
If you just have a little bit of diarrhea or a couple of episodes of vomiting and otherwise you've been able to drink liquids okay and stay hydrated, that's all right to watch at home. But if you're worried that you're getting really dehydrated, you can't keep any liquids down, or you're just losing so much liquids that you can't keep up, then that's probably the time to get seen.
Dr. Henri says most healthy adults won't need to go to the doctor, but it's important to monitor children who catch it. Dr. Alsip says the best way to avoid the virus is by washing your hands.
It's important in norovirus to note that using soap and water is really the best way, because the alcohol-based hand sanitizers that we often use frequently doesn't work very well against norovirus.
Stephanie Esquivel, News 4 San Antonio.
The norovirus is also the subject of today's viewer poll. Tonight we are asking you, are you worried about the surge in norovirus cases across the United States? That's a look at the results so far, but be sure to scan that QR code to also weigh in and let us know what you think.